Anthony Martin. If I had to describe Anthony in one word, it would be easy. Cole. He was absolutely, positively not my boyfriend. The idea of even being near him made me want to vomit. He was my ultimate enemy, and I despised every single thing about him, with every fiber of my being. Why, you ask? For the past 6 years, this guy has been utterly dedicated to making my life a living nightmare. I can hardly recall a single day at school when he hasn't gone out of his way to humiliate me in some way. I have no clue what I ever did to deserve this kind of treatment, because as far as I know, he doesn't act this way toward anyone else, just me. And as if being a complete GRK wasn't bad enough, he also had to be annoyingly good at everything. And I mean everything: sports, academics, socializing, dancing, popularity, you name it, he excelled at it. I scowled as I noticed a group of preteen girls openly staring at him, completely mesmerized as he laughed at something one of his friends said. That was another infuriating thing about Anthony. He was ridiculously good-looking, and fairly hot. I could barely think of a single girl at school who hadn't had a crush on him at some point. Not that I could blame them, really. He had these striking blue eyes that stood out against his dark, messy, chocolate brown curls. And then there was his body, toned and muscular, with every line visible through the thin fabric of his white t-shirt. If he weren't such a colossal GRK to me, I might be even found him attractive too. But, unfortunately, he was a GRK, and I wasn't about to stoop so low as to swoon over him just because he happened to be blessed with good looks. Besides, he didn't always look like this. Back in middle school, he was all legs and kind of short. I remember how satisfying it was to rub it in his face that I was 2 inches taller than him. But then, over one summer before high school, he shot up like a weed and bulked out, leaving me in the dust. Now he's this towering, muscular 6-foot-tall guy, and I'm left wondering why life had to screw me over like this, taking away the one thing I had over him. "Hey guys, welcome to Molasses Junction. Can I get you anything to eat or drink?" I asked in an overly cheerful voice as I approached their table. All 3 of them turned to look at me, and I immediately felt uneasy under their intense gazes. Despite my best efforts, my eyes flickered over to Anthony's. He was staring at me, with that familiar mischievous glint in his eyes, like he was already plotting something. Well, if it isn't C.H. Hoops," he said with a smirk, leaning forward in his seat. C.H. Hoops. It was the awful nickname he'd given me, claiming I had the face of a baby. "I didn't know they hired 12-year-olds here," Anthony added, feigning confusion.